What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Yo, let's get the likes up. What's popping? We back with some more action. Listen, it's the main attraction, back with some more action. Yeah, YouTube hating right now. They're not sending notifications for whatever reason. So yeah, let's get the likes up. But Jew, my guy, shout out to him. Moped Mosley still rocking with the DW Deontay Wilder avatar. Respects. Listen, yeah, there's some people disrespecting Wilder, and it's not even needed. Like after that fight. But that's what losers on the net do. I had to look for you. I know YouTube hating. Listen, I'm telling you, I've noticed a pattern because I'm pretty good with puzzles and riddles and whatever the case is. Every time I kill the game and we do amazing, like with the Boxing Ego watch party, it's like YouTube, they try to throttle this and not send notifications like immediately after. When you're up here, it seemed like you would want, keep pushing the content out. But for whatever reason, we kill it. We did over 100,000 for the Boxing Ego watch party, and it was almost 5 hours long. So what's that tell you? We had great engagement. Shout out to everybody. Y'all ordered the fight using my affiliate link. We made a killing. We did great. The super chats, the cash apps. I can't thank y'all. Like I said, I'm bringing new stuff to the channel. I got some new gear. I was actually disappointed. I got some gear today for the channel, and I'm actually going to send some of it back. Like it didn't when I messed around with it. I do a lot of online shopping, but yeah, it wasn't what I wanted for the channel. So, we still working. I'm a perfectionist, so you know how I be working. Yeah, but anyway, YouTube hating, so make sure you smash that like button. Deron Heron, my guy. Yeah, man, I just want to do a live stream. What's it, Tuesday? Get up with y'all, see what the conversation was about. It's to be honest, maybe another reason is fight week was so big with the Wilder Fury, and now the adrenaline, starts to come down. We got everything that was said and all that, it got settled in the ring on Saturday. So there hasn't really been any major, from what I've seen, I ain't seen no major crazy storylines, you know what I mean? But we do have some great fights coming up. But I don't know. You guys let me know. Have you seen anything crazy in boxing that I missed, that I haven't talked about? I try to give y'all the latest and greatest. Yeah, shout out to Spo. Amazing point. Media said nobody cared. Media said nobody cared about the fight. That's all everyone's talking about still to this day. To this day. Shout out to Spo. Amazing point. What the hell? Media said nobody cared. Media said nobody cared about the fight. Sorry for the echo. There probably was an echo for that moment. Yeah, media, like I said, they be lying. Oh, nobody cares about this. Mr. Fist said, I'm still recovering from being in Vegas. Actually, I ain't even going to hold y'all. Listen, thank y'all for the support. I love covering the fights live, like the actual experience. I need a private jet like Floyd. I ain't going to hold you. The only thing I hate about covering the fights, like I was covering so many fights, it's all me. It wasn't like I was sending people to the fights. That beats your body up. Like I'll be in New York and then have to come back on Cali time. And the older you get, or at least for me, the older I got, the more jet lag. I used to get off the plane no matter where I was at, and I never felt jet lag. I'm like, ain't no jet lag. But you get older, you start feeling that jet lag a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Being and bouncing around from different time zones. Because when I go to New York, everything is like exceptionally early because I'm a night owl. So, you know what I mean? That means I have to get up 3 hours earlier to get the press conference or, whatever. So as much as the Wilder fight was cool and it would have been great for me to go, I get to eliminate those expenses and I still covered it great. And I don't have to feel, I'm telling you, when you cover a fight, if you work like me, I'm carrying a 40, 50 pound backpack running around Vegas with a backpack. So it's not like I'm just gambling in the casino. So it takes its toll on you. And then you get back home and you're like, I watched the fight at Bally's FanDuel. It was 50 ahead and it was packed. I mean, it was good for boxing for sure. It was good for boxing because everyone was talking about it. And that's always a good thing. It would have been great to see our American brother, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, oh my God, from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It would have been amazing to see him win, but, it wasn't his night. Shout out to, we got a $20 Cash App. The man is, I'm in here. Listen. This is from Corinthians Stalin. He says $20, bruh, F Charlo, for real. Damn. I mean, listen, I was always told you ain't got nothing nice than say less. I don't really have nothing to say about that. Jamel, I don't get it, you know what I mean? I'll tell you that. I don't understand it. And I think, to be honest, it hurts Jamel's brand because he's an amazing fighter. And Wilder there's probably some overlapping fans there. Y'all both with PBC, y'all both black, and I'm not saying he only has black fans or PBC fans, but there is probably a cross audience. And when people see Jamel or Jamal or whoever, and you on the same side with him, and you attacking, or it seems like you attacking him, or happy he lost, I don't know how that's gonna come across. So, to each his own. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. You're a grown man, so do it. Listen, all I do is tell you my opinion. I can't, you know what I mean? People are grown. They do whatever they want. I'm just telling you what I think. So if that's how he feels towards Wilder, all lives matter, or whatever he said, skills pay the bills, ha ha, you broke and all that. I mean, I don't really got nothing to say. I mean, that's his personal opinion. For me, I think this fight particularly, I understand the bad blood and glove gate and all that, but this was different. This felt like a historic fight. Like we're all part of like history with this particular fight, the people that tuned in. So I thought personally that this fight was owed a bit more respect from everyone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can say whatever you want about Wilder. This man was chunking him with no legs or fatigue. He got hurt in the third round, I want to say. And with the onset of fatigue early on in this fight, he out here chunking him and made it into a war. A lesser fighter, if they legs went that early, it would take several rounds for them to recover. Or they would have just got knocked out and got up out of there early. Wilder is a dog. I don't care what nobody said. There's nobody on this planet that can convince me that Wilder ain't game bred and he ain't thorough. The man started boxing late. The man was in there and he was at a deficit weight-wise. Show me who else is doing that. That's it. Show me who else is doing that. Like outweighed by 40, 50 pounds continually by different fighters, outskilled by guys like Luis Ortiz continually, 2 fights. Why would you even fight Luis Ortiz twice? You see what I'm saying? Nobody will fight Luis Ortiz 1 time, let alone 2. So that man is crazy. And he's doing something that a lot of the people, they like, ha ha, because they happy a black fighter lost and, somebody who represented so much for the culture. They just happy for that. But guess what? Ha ha, he's still a multimillionaire. Ha ha, his chick is better than anything you've ever pulled. Ha ha. A lot of people who are true boxing fans and not skinheads or whatever, they actually grew respect for Wilder. I know people that they didn't really like Wilder, They said, oh, I don't really care for him, or I thought he made excuses or whatever they didn't like him for. And then real boxing fans watch that and they like, man, I got to give this dude, whether I like him or not, I'm going to give him props. So to me, that's what a real boxing fan would do. Because at the end of the day, it's fun going back and forth and teasing the other side when the other side loses and stuff. That's cute. That's cool. The little immature back and forth. But to me, this was all bigger than that. Wilder is he's a true superhero because from starting boxing late, learning on the job and lacking experience, being outweighed by guys. And if we're really being honest, shout out to my boy Isaiah Felix. I lost my voice when Fury went down. I heard a thud. Yeah, man, it was a crazy fight. But to be honest with this, shout out to Isaiah Felix. To be honest with the whole Wilder situation is there's nobody that is accomplished, and it'll probably be this way for a while, accomplished. People say he has one hand and no skills. Let's see. Show me someone else who has one hand, no skills, started boxing late, has skinny legs and all this other goofy stuff y'all be talking about. Show me another person who got an Olympic medal and then continually fight bigger people, even if they have more skill than him and outweigh him, and outside of 2 fights came up on the winning side. You know what I mean? So people say whatever they want, but that's the reality. Corinthians Stalin sent another 20. He got something to say. Hold on. My man sent another 20. That's 40. Listen, that's 40. I told you, I'm the king of this. Let's go. Shout out to Corinthians. He sent another 20. He said, bro, Wilder's fans are his fans. Well, I mean, like I said, that's on Charlo. If he feels this way, he's a grown man. He got his own social media. Best of luck. Listen, I know people keep asking me. I don't have nothing to say. Listen, I've been in the game for so long. If I ever have anything to say or if I have a direct message for anybody, y'all won't be in mystery. I'm very direct, very brash, very blunt. I don't have nothing to say. Charlo, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels. You know, y'all got to take that up with him. I don't have nothing to say. So no matter how much you guys keep talking about it, I really don't have nothing to say. And to be honest, I'm really not going to say nothing because I'm not going to take away from what I just seen. To what I seen is more important than anybody's opinion. What I witnessed was more important than anybody's opinion on Wilder sucks or haha and all this shenanigans. I don't care. Y'all can keep talking about it, but you know, you might want to check out other channels because I don't really care. There ain't nobody gonna convince me other than what I just told y'all. Wilder's a beast. He's a warrior. He's a dog. Just like Gary Russell. Shout out to Gary Russell. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. Shout out to Errol Spence. You know what I mean? And in battle, you know somebody got to lose. You know, the Battle of Pearl Harbor, World War II, you know, the 7 Years' War. Somebody got to lose. It is what it is. So that's my thoughts. I ain't got nothing else to say about Charlo. Y'all tell Charlo whatever you want to tell him on his page. I don't care. I don't have nothing to say. If he want to dog his own, you know, somebody on his own roster, somebody similar complexion, that's up to him. You got to ask him about that. Javi, what's up? I don't get into people's business. Listen, I believe in karma. I believe everyone knows Wilder's a warrior. So if people choose not to take the high road and say like, aha, I told you, you idiot. And, I mean, that's on them. Like, because listen, on the internet especially, I see a lot of fans is doing it. Bro, Wilder's accomplished more in the last 2 years, even in defeat, than a lot of these dudes have accomplished in their whole life, and they 22, 25, 30, 38, 40, you know, maybe even 60, who knows? So I don't really care. Like, a lot of people that are going to hate, they're going to kick you when you're down. Trust me, I know, I've been there. I've been down. And guess what? Listen, look at my channel. There's been times I got a prediction wrong. Oh, you're wrong. Close your channel. You think I worry about that? I don't worry about that. Listen, y'all got to separate. Y'all got to research, like, shout out to Rick for subscribing. Y'all got to look into neuroscience. Your brain only has a certain amount of space. It's just picture it like an external hard drive, like a Seagate Western Digital hard drive. Your brain only has but so much storage capacity. Call it bandwidth. You know what I mean? I don't put negative things and save, you know, remember back in the day we had floppy disks? I don't save stuff like that to my mental floppy disk, to my external hard drive, to my flash drive. I don't, y'all say whatever y'all want. Whatever. Block them. I promise you. And the more people, a lot of people, it's like they thrive off of drama. I don't care about drama, bro. I don't care nothing. Listen, I don't care nothing about that. I don't have no capacity. I don't have no storage space for that. You know what I mean? If it's a problem, it's a problem. You know, that's what it is. But I don't care. Like, I don't worry about what people say. I don't worry about bad decisions other people make. I keep it to my family, my inner circle. And if you outside of that and you blowing it, dog, you know, certain select cases, we got to get the likes up. This is not going to be a long stream. The way YouTube ain't sending notifications out and the way the chat's going, this is not going to be a long stream. If you want to save that, because I got a million things I got to do by the end of this year. And God willing, I will not stop until I accomplish every single one of my goals. I don't know how people get down, but I told you what I came to do. I promise I'm a savage. The world has never seen anybody like me. I'm a one-on-one. And God willing, as long as I got my health, I'm coming. And I'm going to do the best job I can. So if it ain't about business and if it ain't about, like, thriving, then I got to go on to the next thing. So if y'all want to support, y'all can. If y'all don't, that's cool. I'm still going to get to my goal. I promise you that. On everything I love, I'm going to get to all of my goals. So, yeah, I don't really care what outside. Everyone's going to have outside noise. Aha, ego, close your channel. If we really being real, I didn't lose. I didn't get knocked out. I had a great time covering the fight. We made a lot of money. My channel, all my numbers and stats is up. But this is beta male energy. So this was beta male. They think I lost. But again, you got to look at like psychology and neuroscience. I'm content with my life. All my bills are paid. I'm still going to support Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. I don't care if he lost. What I seen, it would have been, if he would have lost and like quit like Ivan Raycash or something, you know, maybe that would be like, ah, dang, that wasn't the best thing. But the way he fought, it ain't nothing changed but the day of the week. So I don't care about these things. You know what I mean? It's a war. They hate each other or whatever. The better man won. We move on. But these dudes, because this is beta male energy, they such beta males, they think that the way they act and react when they fighters lose and stuff, they think that's everybody. Everybody's going to do this and over the top. I don't do that. It's a profession. We know boxing is a grueling and brutal sport. And that's it. Shout out to Corinthians Stalin. He sent another one. He sent 5. He said, "You right, bro. My bad. Let your actions do the talking." Yeah, man. Like I said, it's unfortunate people bad-mouthing Wilder, but this is the world we live in. And see, this is, to be honest, this is the weak part about the internet. And this is coming from someone who make money on the internet. The weak part about the internet, there's no accountability. People do anything on the internet. People say whatever on the internet. You know, people want to be and get credit and be accredited for the latest meme or joke. There's people, and it's like there's a level of almost duality where people, they get to live like in an alternate universe online. And I'm not even being funny. I'm being like dead serious. There's people who in high school or in any class setting or job setting, they were not the it kid. They were not perceived as the class clown or funny. They were no Mike Epps. They were no Eddie Murphy. They were no person you would see on Saturday Night Live or something. But online, it's like Never Land. You could be anything. You could fly. You could have fake food and act. Remember a Hook? They're like, "You're doing it, Peter." And they wasn't even eating nothing. On the internet, you could be anything. Now you funny online. Now you got the latest memes. So now we start looking at social media too much, and it dehumanizes humans. I tell you, like I say all the time, we got smartphones but dumb people. You know what I mean? Everyone want to make the quickest meme or, you know, Wilder get knocked out, do a voiceover or whatever. Some of it's funny, some of it's cool whenever it happens, you know? And I'm not saying that like I'm above and whatever, because some of the memes I share, if it's funny, I share it. But there's no off switch with the internet. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't even into that. You can't even take it too serious because it's scientifically proven being on social media leads to a lot of people's depression because it's such a fantasy land. People are not going to post no picture of them if they feel they look hit and they look hurt. They're going to try to put the best lighting, the best filters, the best angles. There's chicks with horrible bodies that don't like their body that they'll find the angle that they can rock with to publish the picture. But if you've seen them at the grocery store, you be like, nah, that don't look like the same body I seen on the gram. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people who they live in this unique alternate universe. The internet's like one big high school or something. And people are constantly trying to impress others. People don't post their L's online. Yeah, few people do that. That's what I'm saying. So you look, you scroll, and it releases dopamine when you looking online and seeing all this action because people are only posting what they perceive are wins and their best moments, right? That's why typically like Wilder, he lost, he probably just off social media for the moment because the internet, there is no off switch. So people just say, "Oh, you lost." Who, you know, people ain't going to look at that. So that's the downside with the internet, bro. But at the end of the day, Wilder is a multi-millionaire. Wilder, from real boxing fans, gained respect Boxing Ego, I'm good. My channel's all right. We good. We did numbers. You know what I mean? But the losers, they, oh yeah, close your channel. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. So it's hard to gain a sense of reality. I really had, people who said, oh, your channel's over. Come back next month and tell me my channel's over. Let's bet. We could bet whatever you're trying to do. Tell me next month if my channel's over, when the next fight is. Canelo, Caleb Plant. Tell me how much my channel is over when that fight happens. I'm still the king of boxing. I'm still the god of boxing talk. So we'll see. That's all I want. Come back next month when Canelo's fighting Caleb Plant and Fulton and every other fight that I cover, and let me know. Let me know how my channel, I've been here for years, bro. It's over for y'all. What is that? My bad, I got an email. Yeah, Prince Savage, we got to get the likes up. Let's go. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good fight, great fight week. The thing I did like is it felt like a big fight week. You know what I mean? It literally felt like a big fight. A lot of people who said nobody cares about this fight and all this foolery. I mean, does it look like nobody cared? People still talking about it, So it is what it is. But Jew said, facts, I watch your ish for the boxing just as much as the real ish you be spitting. I love that. Man, I'm a real person. I don't care about boxing. Not that I don't care about it for real, but I'm a real person. You gotta talk to me nice. I don't care about. Listen, if anybody think that boxing comes before my manhood, that's what's up. Let me know that when you see me. You see what I'm saying? Like, boxing is only an extension of who I am as a person. I love it. It's my favorite sport. I've been rocking. I do it. But there's also gems in life, and like music is a huge part of my life. That don't really have nothing to do with boxing per se. So a lot of boxing attracts a lot of weirdos. I ain't even gonna hold you. Boxing attracts a lot of weirdos that do weird things. They think they showed me up some kind of way. Like, and that's the cowardice and the anonymity that you find on the internet. When Wilder put Fury down 2 times in a round and he's a massive puncher, nobody knew the conclusion of the fight at that given moment. All these dudes was sweating bullets, scared, petrified, tucking their tail, and biting their nails. They was crying in there. They was petrified. Would you ever take calls? Who I need to call? Take a call from who? What are you talking about? Who do I need to call? That's what I'm trying to understand. Smash the like button. Who am I supposed to be calling? Anywho, he ain't even responding. But in that 4th round or whatever it was, when Wilder put him down twice, you seen people they was gasping, holding their breath. And then after, see, this is what the internet do. This is what the internet do. They wait for outcomes. See, I'm a man. I stand 10 toes down on what I talk about. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I'm a true alpha. I'm a dawn. I'm a beast. I'm a savage. They don't make them like me anymore. So if I live by the sword, die by the sword. If I said it, I meant it. So I picked Wilder. I really thought Wilder was going to win. Am I wrong? Yes, but I've already admitted that. I'm good with being wrong. That's a part of life. If you think you're going to go through life and get 100% and everything the first try, then you're sadly mistaken. You see what I'm saying? So I don't care. People tend to take this a lot more serious. And that just shows me that I'm on a whole nother level mentally than a lot of people. When I say I'm entitled, I'm a human. I ain't no robot like Anthony Joshua. I'm a human. I'm a man. I'm entitled to make mistakes, and I'm going to keep making mistakes. I'm going to keep getting it right, but I'm going to keep making mistakes in between that. And I'm going to keep progressing. I'm going to keep making this money. I promise you, all these things are like, what part of See, that's what I'm saying. Boxing attracts weirdos. What part of the game is you a boxing host and you got to have 100% fight prediction? Show me the person that did that. Name a person that got 100% that dude that got as many followers that I got. You hear me? They got more follow. They got as many followers. Name someone that got. And if you say something that's a lie, you getting clapped because I'm not here for the soliciting. Name somebody that did what I did for the game, got more, that got the same amount or more subscribers than me, that got several predictions for several years on wax, and they got 100%. They got 100% accuracy. Huh? You can't do it. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest that's ever lived. That doesn't mean that. That's like the greatest. Muhammad Ali's the greatest. Floyd the greatest, right? That don't mean, well, Floyd didn't lose, but Muhammad Ali lost. He's still the greatest. I'm still the greatest too then. And because at the end of the day, I ain't lost. I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated. I get a prediction wrong here and there, but I'm still undefeated. We still winning. It's still FO media. Do you feel Wilder could have won the fight with the tools he have? A lot of people are making this a lot more complex than need to be. Wilder is very competitive when he fights against Tyson Fury. Did Tyson Fury beat him? Yes. But people are making it like Wilder got blown out to the point where there was no level of competition. Even Tyson Fury said post-fight Wilder improved and Wilder worked on his boxing and he was hitting hard. The thing that worked for Wilder or worked against him is his strategy wasn't all the way executed. But people are making this out to be little minor tweaks could have possibly had a different outcome, but it didn't. And that's life, such is life. But people are making it like Tyson Fury just from round 1 to 11. Like this man lasted 11 and we don't even know how. So imagine this is just imagine. This is not an excuse. This is just boxing conversation. Imagine if Deontay Wilder didn't get hurt first, which is debilitating. Imagine if he didn't come out in round 1 throwing body shots as hard as he could and possibly emptying the gas tank to a pace he couldn't control. So these minor tweaks, maybe when he hurt Fury in the 4th round, maybe he wasn't, maybe he couldn't compete. Block Alex Rosales. So that's boxing. Subtle little things, but people are making it like they're like Mayweather, or not Mayweather, excuse me, Pacquiao and Marquez. Pacquiao Marquez, same type of concept. 4 times they fought, and it was a mixed bag on who won. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury got the last 2 fights for sure, but he's always pushed to the brink. No, bro, they said it on the telecast. Nobody has dropped Tyson Fury 2 times in 1 round. So I don't understand why people are making it like Wilder, and Wilder did this after he got hurt. So imagine if he didn't get hurt. So yeah, it's they put on competitive fights, bro. It's a great contrast to style. The edge that Tyson Fury has is in the long run. The longer the fight goes, he is the better tooled boxer. And he's naturally bigger. Those are literally the 2 attributes that create the separation for Tyson Fury. The matchup is highly, highly competitive, but those 2 things have showed separation for Fury, period. Those 2 things. Experience, the ability to stick to like the fundamentals of boxing, and the natural size. Listen, and I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky for the crowd. Just so you know, there's a black fighter, Deontay Wilder, that just lost to a British Caucasian fighter. If the roles were reversed, I promise you, old media would not give that much credit to Wilder if he was 277 and he beat Fury, who was 238 or whatever he weighed, 230s, in the same fashion by wearing him down. I know that for a fact, even though those roles haven't, because they call Errol Spence a weight bully, and he came in at 146 versus Mikey Garcia, but he was still called a weight bully. Gervonta Davis made weight for Leo Santa Cruz, but he's smaller. If you look at, listen, I know Tank. I've stood next to Tank. I stood next to Leo. I got a picture right now in my phone with me and Tank and me and Leo Santa Cruz. Leo is bigger for sure. I don't care what weight class he was fighting. He's bigger, because you have to understand, in this new era of boxing, people are scrunching down their weights to compete in weight classes that they're not really at. Like, if they were plumbers, they would not be weighing what they weigh on the Friday before the fight. Book it. I know fighters personally. Book it. I'm a gorilla. I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm a gorilla. Book it. Listen to what I said. Study why I be mad. If fighters worked fighters and they had another profession like plumber, they worked at a bakery donut shop or something, they would not be cutting their weight, and they wouldn't be at the weight naturally that a lot of these dudes compete at. That's a fact. In this new era, that's a fact. The old days, different. Heavyweights like Rocky Marciano, I weigh more right now than Rocky Marciano. He weighed 188, 189 in fights. You see what I'm saying? Different ball game. These heavyweights now, Gerald Big Baby Miller, he weighed like 317 or 300. Tyson Fury 277. Like, bro, it's different. And then that's just heavyweight. So even in the lower weight classes, you look at Jaron Ennis, bro, he looked big. He looked big. Like, he's definitely bigger than 147 if he wasn't. But hey, it's boxing. If you can scrunch down while you're young and make the weight and retain your power without being zapped and weight drained, then you're going to do it. Canelo, he's another person. Canelo's another person. His walk around weight, I've seen it higher. You know, Errol Spence in the past, his walk around weight was higher. Danny Garcia, I've seen all these dudes, bro. Jared Hurd, he one of the main ones. Swift Jared Hurd, he said he was weighing 2 something, and he competes at 54. So you losing like 50 plus pounds? It's crazy. So I know for a fact, if Wilder was 277 and he beat Fury, people would be calling him a weight bully. It's just, that's the reality of it. But since it's Fury and the guy that they're rooting for, they're just like, aha, he lost, and they just happy at the victory. Dion, what's up? Dion sent $2 in the Cash App. They've been saying that for years, we working. I don't know what that's referring to, but for sure. Bro, but like I said, the boxing is boxing. You sign up for it. You knew Fury is going to outweigh you, so that falls on Wilder and his team too. You know what I mean? Because you know Fury, like Wilder, I'm just fair. I just give you a fair assessment. Wilder said, I've been benching more than he weighed, so I ain't worried about him. I ain't worried about him being 277 because I can bench more than that. But we've seen that didn't all the way translate because he seemed extremely gassed. And that's part of boxing. You have to know how to weather those storms of fatigue and get a guy off you. And the thing is, where Wilder made a mistake, in my opinion, is he got too much power to get lured into a game with Tyson Fury, of Tyson Fury getting that close easily. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, he's a handful because he can box and his arms are super long. So he can connect from something way farther. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then he has pretty good movement, upper body movement and stuff like that. So he's going to be a problem for anybody. You know, because you got any feints and stuff. Shout out to Mickey Bay. Mickey Bay said he kind of had that Kronk, Tommy Hearn, where he's like almost like jittery, and we've seen it. So Fury's going to be a hard like nut to crack, pause, unless you set it up right. The reason I picked Wilder is because, one, Wilder has freakish power. He doesn't have to land 1,000,000 shots per round at all. Two, when he was on the mitts in the videos we were seeing, it looked like they were implementing a game plan. And I know they have been training. So I didn't know Wilder, all things considered, would look gassed in round 3, 2 or 3 or whatever, and not be able to hold that upper body weight and the bulk that he added on. Because I don't know how many rounds they were training, but that's not what I would expect. Listen, I've never seen Wilder look tired in the second round. He fought a thinking man's fight with Luis Ortiz in the first and second, and he didn't look like that. So how am I supposed to know he's going to be tired? But that's the gamble he took in bulking up or whatever else, nerves and the stakes or whatever. It could have been a combination thing. You know what I'm saying? It could have been the stakes of this fight were so high. If you are nervous, you ever feel nervous like you got to do a speech and you're not prepared? You know what I'm saying? Or you're just nervous anyway because you don't like public speaking and you feel like you got to poot a little bit? That'll take something out of you because that anxiety weighs you down. That's like an anchor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever have to give a speech and you feel like you got to poot, like you got the bubble guts a little bit? Like, your stomach hurt a little piece? That's never happened to y'all? Or you'll get a little nervous. Like, you have like an English paper you got to read in front of the class, and the teacher will be like, "Oh, ego, come up." And you know what I'm saying? You don't know how it's going to go because you're not that confident in it or whatever, and you just get a little, your butthole pucker a little bit. You get out of your seat, and you walking up. You just have to poot a little bit. You know what I mean? Pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? When your butt beatbox a little bit, your butthole said, your butthole pucker. So when you get nervous or like, I don't know, that just depletes you. I'm telling you. Wilder looked nervous for whatever reason. Look at the face-off in the ring. See, I noticed that too. Like Wilder, he was kind of like looking down. It looked like he was saying something. And Fury is like making all these crazy psycho faces and all that. And then Wilder looked a little bit. It could have. I don't know. I can't tell you how Wilder felt. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying from the inside looking in, Wilder was just like looking in. There was a couple of moments where he's looking down. I study body language and stuff. There's a couple moments, and Fury's like making these crazy faces like he a lunatic. You know what I mean? So maybe psychologically, I don't know, maybe that influenced him. Then the intensity of the fight and getting hurt, all that stuff, you know what I mean? You get hurt first in a meaningful fight and get dropped, you're like, dang, not again. That psychological, man, that's why a person like Dre Ward, you got to give him a lot of props. Floyd Mayweather, you got to give him a lot of props because when Floyd got hurt, he got better in those moments. And that's unfortunately, and I think Wilder's great. But that's a different level of greatness when you get dropped or whatever, and then you have to dig into a palette or a toolkit that maybe you didn't even know you had. Like when Floyd got hurt by Shane Mosley, that might have been the most he's ever been hurt. You got to dig into a different, separate space because you can like, oh, I was sparring with headgear. We could just stop the sparring and my head's ringing and nobody's watching us other than the people in the gym. All that stuff is different. You know what I mean? For all we know, Floyd could have got knocked out in sparring. None of that matters. But when millions of people are watching and millions of people want you to lose and you get rocked embarrassingly, you don't have no legs, your legs is tingling, that's something different. You're going to have to dig down deep. And I really, truly believe Wilder was digging down deep because he would have probably got stopped earlier if he wasn't. But it just so happens his fundamental toolkit of staying aware and acute and keen, it wasn't as experienced enough as maybe an Andre Ward or Floyd Mayweather in those given moments. Because Kovalev dropped Ward with a beautiful counter, and it was hard. I was at the fight. And Dre got up and smiled and started ripping Kovalev's body to shreds. That takes you have to go to a different level. I'm trying to tell you. I know some of these fighters. I've been around these fighters. You have to take it to a different level. So, you know, that's just what it is. Shout out to Jesse Carl, my dude from Stockton. He said, man, I was there for both Dre fights. Me too, versus Kovalev. You can see the switch flip. He got knocked down. I mean, you have to go to that Black Mamba mentality stuff. That Michael Jordan played flu game Jordan. The man played with 100+ temperature, 102, 103. It's just, it's hard. You know, I mean, imagine you on here's an analogy. Imagine you on a treadmill and you've been on the treadmill for an hour doing interval sprints and you're completely gassed and done for. Like, you super done. And then somebody said, hey, man, you took my parking spot. And then they push you, and then now you got to fight this person. You have to either get knocked out at the gym or you're going to have to go to a special place and find a way to survive or whoop this person's butt. You see what I'm saying? And that's hard. That's hard. So you have to, first of all, it all starts up mentally. You have your mental, you can't be like, who knows? I can't tell you what Wilder felt. I truly can't. But when he got knocked down, maybe that created lingering doubts about the second fight. You know, I don't know what's going through his head. Maybe he's like, damn, he dropped me. Maybe he didn't cheat. If you start overanalyzing different stuff, it gets you so off your game plan, because what I did see is Wilder, he started as the fight wore on, he was fighting off of instinct. And this is what Tyson Fury, to his credit, said would happen. He got in a compromising position and he did kind of revert back to what he knows first, which is knocking dudes out. But you have to have your wits about you, because you're going to have to set up the knockout because he's clever as a boxer. So you can't just, we seen Wilder lose the first 6 up until the knockout versus Luis Ortiz. This is a person who's cronk and he's aggressive, and you had the bad blood, and he's going to go for the kill, and he's been taught to go for the kill. So everything just had to be perfect. You can't have any fudge ups. And as the fight wore on, you seen a warrior Wilder, and he started to wilt. And like, you know what I mean? He's swaying. Like, imagine if Luis Ortiz had Wilder badly hurt in the 7th round, but Luis Ortiz didn't aggressively push the issue. Like, I'm gonna get him out of here. He hitting too hard. And Wilder was able to get that second win going because Ortiz gave him a lot of respect. Fury didn't give him that same respect to recover. And fair play to Fury for that. You know what I mean? Fair play to Fury. You don't play with your food. Not in this sport. And that's what Fury did. That's what I seen. You don't play with your food. If you play with your food, you're going to get knocked out. That's my motto. You play with your food and then you hang out with, like, let someone hang around and they got the type of power like Wilder, then you definitely got a chance to get knocked out. And, you know, Sugar Hill, he did his thing. He did like the spirit of Emmanuel Stewart. And Mickey Bay was telling me about this too. But Emmanuel Stewart, this is a true story. See, when I talk boxing, it's a different feel because I actually know what I'm talking about because I'm the god. Watch it. This is stuff I retain up here because I really respect this sport. A lot of people are like, oh, Wilder lost, haha, like goofy stuff, goofball stuff. I'm here to really talk boxing and give people like precedent and examples and different things. So if you watch Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis, Kronk Jim, Lennox Lewis, Emmanuel Stewart got in Lennox Lewis's ass about, he was winning the fight. So it seemed like an overreaction, to be honest. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? You got this dead man in here. You got to get him out of here. And he was screaming. He said, what the F are you doing? You got this dead man in the ring with you and you not getting him out of there. What the F are you doing? You going to keep effing around. And I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know exactly the verbiage and the literal quote he said, but he said, basically, you keep playing around with your food. You keep this man in this fight and he going to come around and knock your stupid butt out. Because he respected Mike Tyson. He knows the power of Mike Tyson. He knew the heart and the warrior creed of Mike Tyson. So he's like, you press him. You get him out of here, he going to get you out of here. And Lennox was winning the fight. And Mike Tyson, truthfully, a lot of people thought he was never the same after prison. And some people thought Tyson was washed. But Emmanuel Stewart, having that keen brain, he knew still you don't sleep on a wild animal like Mike Tyson with power. You know? You don't sleep on that. If you have opportunities to press and he gassed and he can't, you better get him out of there. And that's kind of the same. I don't even remember what Sugar Hill was saying. So, but it sounds like the same type of fight. You know, I was doing the Boxing Ego watch party, so I don't really know what Sugar Hill was saying, but it sounds like the outcome, it sounded like they instructed Fury to do that, and he did it, and he succeeded. You know, he got aggressive. He didn't back off. If he would have backed off, then Wilder would have been back in the fight because Wilder got that type of heart. Wilder was very tired, and he got the heart, so if you don't get him out of there, then he told you, don't nobody throw in no towel. I'm going to fight. And he did that. And if he would have had any hope of having better endurance or regaining the second win, then he would have came for Fury, and he has the power to annihilate Fury once he got his strength back. But fair play to Fury. Fury stepped on the gas and made sure he couldn't recover. And that's what I seen. JT Dream says, Ego, I wasn't a big fan of Wilder, but after seeing this last fight, I know he would give AJ problems. I support you, and I don't agree with everything you say. That's what makes you truth. I don't know why y'all tell me that you don't agree with everything I say. Like, I mean, I mean, do you agree with is there anybody out there that you guys agree with every single thing they ever say? You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I love Denzel Washington. That don't mean every single movie he's ever made is my favorite. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. It sounded like a backhanded compliment, but whatever. You know what I mean? Brad Pitt, one of my favorite actors. Every single movie he did wasn't my favorite movie. You know what I mean? But that's just me. But whatever. Yeah, they always come in with the backhanded. But anyway, I don't care. That's my thoughts on the fight. Wilder can definitely bounce back. The biggest thing for Wilder is how he takes it mentally. Physically, he got gifts. Physically, only Fury has been able to do that. So if he bounces back mentally, then he's still in the game. You know what I mean? Wilder's still in the game. He just got to take a long rest, see what he wants to do. Because it's not like styles make fights, bro. Styles make fights. Like Andy Ruiz versus Wilder. Andy Ruiz I don't even know how tall he is. He looked like Canelo's height. He don't even look that tall. He don't look that tall. You see what I'm saying? Block first last. Yeah, it's your first and last comment. Oh, my God. Listen, I said my shooters get on it. My shooters shoot down like a comet. He gonna get clean like Comet. Your name is first last. So this is your first and last comment. That's a bar. Block him. Oh, my. Shout out to Prince Savage. Listen. I said my shooters get on it. Sting them like a hornet. Listen. That's a bar. I said sting them like a hornet. My shooters get on it. Shoot him like a comet. He getting clean like Comet. Your name is first and last. So that's going to be your first and last comment. Block him. Get him out of here. Kenichi, what's up? It was a compliment. I can't type everything I want to say. Just saying you are great what you do. I don't have to agree with everything to like and support you. Fair. That's fair. Hey, Prince Savage, block him. Yeah, man, we had to block these dudes. But anyway, that's what I seen from the Wilder fight. Great fight. They both, gave everything. But yeah, the only thing that I really have a problem with is people are making it sound like Wilder like got blazed. Like y'all talking about the end result, he got blazed. But Fury was definitely definitely tested. Ego to pop filter is fire. Man, I told you we gonna switch up the stuff. I'm gonna switch the stuff up. I switched the game up. I'm just telling y'all, like y'all disrespecting Wilder. Frank Sanchez would trouble Fury. I don't know, because it's like Usyk and Frank Sanchez, they can box, but who knows? They're gonna be way undersized. So I don't even know how those fights will play out. If Fury was a normal sized person, then who knows? But the fact that he's that much bigger and he can box, or he's been doing that cronk or whatever, I don't know. He becomes hard to beat. I don't think Joshua can beat. Bro, I don't see what y'all see. Listen, this is just my opinion, but I was wrong with the Wilder fight, so I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong, but. One, I don't even know if Joshua beats Usyk. I'm rocking with Usyk. I got to see how the training camps is looking. But right now, my mind is on Usyk beating Joshua again. But even if he didn't, even if Joshua wins, I don't see how Joshua going to beat Fury, bro. Because Joshua, he take too long to think. He was thinking with Usyk, thinking with Povetkin. Fury too fluid. He know what he want to do. And he way bigger than all these dudes. He way bigger than Joshua. And the biggest thing is Wilder, it took 11 rounds. He didn't go easy. It took 11 rounds, and he got massive one-punch power and gave Fury things to think about, like when he dropped him twice. Joshua has less power, and you could say he's technically better. But then in the heart department, I would give Wilder, in the chin and heart department, I would give Wilder more. You know what I mean? He would get more if this was like Madden or something. Wilder's heart, to me, is greater. That's what I think. Who has more heart? Like in terms of like when the going gets tough, Wilder or Joshua? Let's vote. Who has more heart when the going gets tough? Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder? I need to hear this. Wilder, no contest, Wilder. Wilder bombs. See, that's what I'm saying. So when the going gets tough with this aggressive Fury, or he might box. Fury can box and he can obviously be aggressive. So what is Joshua going to do when the going gets tough? And he couldn't even outbox little Usyk, man, I don't see how Joshua finna beat him. Listen, boxing is so crazy. Listen, boxing is so crazy because Dillian White, I know this is going to sound crazy. Dillian White may have a better chance of beating Tyson Fury than Joshua. That's why triangle theories don't work, because Joshua knocked out Dillian White. Joshua knocked out Povetkin, and Povetkin knocked out Dillian White. But stylistically, Dillian White probably has a better chance to beat Tyson Fury than Joshua and maybe even Usyk. I rate Usyk, but the fact that Usyk is going to be so much smaller, I don't know if he gets tired, and he gets mobile. I don't know. Wilder weighed 238 and hits like a mule and got knocked out and gave Fury much to think about, and he got up some kind of way, right? Usyk ain't hitting like that. So Joshua might mess around and get stopped by Mike Tyson in the exhibition. Now you try to violate, bro. Hold on, bro, he said Mike Tyson might stop AJ in the exhibit. Nah, you trying to violate. Why y'all be violating though? Y'all be really trying to violate. Yeah, triangle theories don't work. I think Dillian White, I don't even know if he gets past Otto Vailene. So you see what I'm saying? But if he does, like if he knock out Otto Vailene or look good in that fight, he probably got a better shot at Fury because styles make fights. Dillian White got a good jab. He got heart and he got power. You know what I mean? And he's a two-handed puncher. He said Fury leaning on Usyk. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. If Usyk get leaned on and all that, lean with it, right? I don't know how much of that he can endure because he does have a hold on. Terrence Crawford said he'll beat Canelo. Y'all heard that? And he said he told Errol not to move up. Damn. Damn, he said he'll beat Canelo. I don't know. I don't know about that. Crawford beat Canelo? I mean, I don't even, what weight? I don't even see that, man. I don't know about that one. Because I don't even know what weight they could even fight at. All right, what if they fought at 160? Crawford can beat Canelo? Cameron Renfro, I think Otto Vailene is going to dance on Wilder all night. Otto Vailene, he's nice. You can't sleep on him, for sure. Yeah, I checked in with Errol Spence. I seen that he was on there. That's dope. Yeah, I think the rumor is that Dillian White, he hurt Fury. Dillian White hurt Fury in sparring. Like dropped him or something. I don't know. Shout out to Tom Tucker. Wilder all day to this day. Yeah, we still rocking with the boy. Wilder, he really has nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, it's just the guy beat you. Better man of that night. It is what it is. Like I said, there's a lot of people that they wouldn't go to that length that he went through. Man, I've already been on an hour. Listen, I got to cut a couple of videos, so I'm about to cut this stream short. YouTube ain't sending a notification anyway. I got a couple things to do. I got to get some groceries and stuff. I ain't got nothing to eat. So stay tuned on the channel. I'll be back to drop some more heat, but I got a lot of stuff that I have to do. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and I'll be back with some more heat. Peace out.